Apple, congratulations, you're gonna have another hit iPhone on your hands. Even though it looks very similar to last year's version with no killer feature. But that's just Apple every single year. Welcome to No Bull with Zaid, a new unfiltered business show airing on Bullish. If you wanna see more, subscribe, like, and comment below. It's that time of year again. It is Prime Day, a holiday that Amazon just created to get us to spend more money. Now, typically Prime Day takes place in July, but because of the coronavirus, like everything else, it was delayed to October this year. And honestly, I think October makes a lot more sense because it's a lot closer to the holidays and people can get a jump start on their holiday shopping. And Amazon is projected to do $10 billion worth of revenue this year during Prime Day. And this year, other retailers aren't just sitting on the sidelines letting Amazon take in all this extra revenue. Companies like Walmart, Target, Best Buy are also launching their own specials during this week to compete with Amazon. See, it's just crazy to me how Amazon concocted this holiday to get millions of people to spend billions of dollars on their website because humans just love a good deal. And we're suckers for it. I'm one of those people. I buy the marketing hook, line, and sinker. I bought shit that I completely do not need, but cannot resist 25% off MSRP. So Amazon, you fucking got me. And Jeff Bezos, that's why you have $200 billion. Now, I wonder what's gonna happen next year though. Is Amazon gonna continue to keep Prime Day in July, or are they gonna make it permanently in October? See, October makes a lot more sense to me because it's a lot closer to the holidays and people can get a jump start on their holiday shopping. And I also wonder how other retailers are gonna respond. Are they gonna continue to beef up their deals during this time and just match what Amazon is doing? Or are they gonna try to come out with their own special week, like Walmart Day or some shit like that, to try to one-up Amazon in a different period of the calendar? Like, are we just gonna have random weeks throughout the year where some retailer just tries to claim it as their own? And I also wonder how this impacts Black Friday shopping. Are people just gonna spend too much money now to where they're not gonna have enough money left over for Black Friday? I don't know. I think Black Friday is always gonna be there and that's never gonna change. I just like having Prime Day in October. And now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go back to buying a $75 Instapot that I have no need for. Now, switching gears from one big tech company to another, Apple had their annual iPhone event this week. And just like previous years, it was completely underwhelming. Apple announced 4 new iPhone models that look very similar to last year's version, with the killer feature being 5G. 5G is supposed to be the next generation of mobile data where we can stream 4K videos on our phones and play video games without any sort of lag time. But the problem is the 5G infrastructure is barely built out by the networks. T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, they're still building out their 5G, so many of us won't have a chance to take advantage of 5G for a couple more years. There's also some minor upgrades in the iPhone camera and a faster processor, all the stuff that we're used to seeing every single year. But there isn't that killer feature. Apple stocks were down more than 2% after the event. But see, Apple did something that's gonna result in them making even more money. And it was absolutely brilliant the way they presented it. But see, this year when you buy an iPhone, you're not gonna get a charging cube and headphones. Apple is claiming that they're not including it for environmental reasons, and they're saying that everyone already has a charging cube at home. Absolutely fucking brilliant move by Apple. Because now what are you gonna say? Apple, you guys should have fucking included the charging cube and headphones and fuck the environment? No, you're not gonna say that because you'd be an absolute dick for saying that. And the reason Apple is doing this is not necessarily to reduce their environmental footprint. I'm sure that's a minor reason, but they want to make more money by selling you a charger and AirPods. It's absolutely brilliant, and the way they spun it was genius. Leave it up to Apple, which is worth $2 trillion, and upsell their $700 iPhone as much as they possibly can. Again, classic Apple. That's the reason why they're the most valuable company in the world. And yes, the Apple stocks were down after the announcement, but when the pre-order numbers come out, they always end up crushing and the Apple stocks typically rally. Now, this being a COVID year, who the fuck knows what's gonna happen? But my bet is the Apple customers are so ingrained into the Apple ecosystem that they're gonna upgrade no matter what. So Apple, congratulations, you're gonna have another hit iPhone on your hands. Even though it looks very similar to last year's version with no killer feature. But that's just Apple every single year. Plus, they're way too busy fighting developers and making sure they retain their 30% cut on all App Store purchases. Just to give you a little bit of recap, Apple picked a fight with Epic Games, the maker of Fortnite, a couple months ago. Fortnite decided that they were tired of paying Apple their 30% App Store tax and said, fuck it, we're gonna allow our users to purchase in-app purchases directly through us. That was a violation of the App Store policy and Apple kicked them out of the App Store. And Epic decided to sue Apple and now they're in court. Apple's claiming that they deserve a 30% cut because they give these developers access to hundreds of millions of customers through their App Store. These developers are like, hey Apple, you guys have a fucking monopoly. and things are getting ugly. A lot of developers are on the side of Epic Games, but the courts necessarily aren't. A judge recently ruled that Apple had the authority to kick Fortnite off the App Store, so this hasn't really been a slam dunk for the developers. But see, Apple has to be careful though, because they don't want to come off as a monopoly, because if they do, the government is going to clamp down on them. And if the government determines that Apple is a monopoly because they control the App Store and all the apps in the App Store, the 30% cut is going to come into a huge scrutiny from the government. Apple is not backing down. And again, there's a reason they're the most valuable company in the world. They try to squeeze as much profit out of all of their services as they can. So congratulations, Apple. You're going to have another fantastic year and add hundreds of billions of dollars to your market cap. Bob Chapek, the relatively new CEO of Disney, is making moves. Disney just announced this week that they're going to do a complete company reorganization to make streaming their primary focus. See, Bob Chapek took over as CEO back in February this year from legendary CEO Bob Iger. And when Bob Chapek took over, things were looking good for Disney. See, back then people were going to Disney parks and staying at Disney resorts and going on Disney cruises, and we were all obsessed with Baby Yoda. Well, the world is a completely different place now. Since Bob Chapek took over, Disney parks all over the world have had to shut down because of the coronavirus. And the ones that have finally opened back up are not seeing the demands that they were seeing pre-COVID. Disneyland in California is still closed to this day 6 months later. In fact, Disney had to lay off 28,000 workers from their Disney Parks division. So things aren't looking good for Disney, especially in their parks division. And previously, this Disney Parks division accounted for more than 33% of Disney's revenue. That revenue is gone, and Bob Chapek is thinking that that revenue might not come back, or is not going to come back to the same levels that it was pre-COVID. So what Disney is now doing is embracing streaming. And honestly, they have a really good streaming product. Disney Plus has more than 55 million subscribers. And Disney has fantastic IP and original content. Things like Pixar, Star Wars, and even Marvel. And now they're going to continue to invest heavily into original content for the streaming platforms. They're basically trying to become a better Netflix. Actually, fun fact, if you look up the market cap of Netflix, it is higher than Disney at the time of this recording. Now that might change in the next couple weeks, who knows? But what it goes to show you is that Disney is fully embracing this model, and they have a really good start. Pair that with ESPN Plus and Hulu Plus, which they own like 66% of, Disney's looking pretty good. And by focusing on the company and making streaming their primary focus, I think they have a really good shot of competing with Netflix long term. Plus, everyone wants to see more Baby Yoda. I honestly kind of feel bad for Bob Chapek. I'm sure when he took over as CEO of Disney back in February, he didn't envision all this shit that was going to go down. I mean, Disney's essentially trying to become fundamentally a different company moving forward. And I actually give Bob Chapek a lot of props for pushing the company in this direction. That's gotta be kind of difficult to do. The market seemed to like this move by Disney, because since Disney announced this move, Disney stock has been up over 5%. Disney versus Netflix is going to be an epic battle over the next decade, and as a consumer of too much content, I am totally here for it. Well, that's all we have for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe, and leave me a comment below for any topics you want me to cover in future videos. I'll see you guys. Oh, I need a sign off. I need a fucking sign off. All right, that's it. Peace. Oh, that's fucking lame. Oh, it's fucking lame. I don't even know what my sign off is gonna be. I need a sign off.